Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the show again. So today I've actually decided to have an update. So as you can see, I've actually removed oil because I understand that I wouldn't be trading on it anytime soon. So I actually replaced it with a forex pair instead. So yeah, I actually decided to take the Euro and USD pair. That's the most common pair to look at if I were to look at just one market itself. So yeah, let's get started. And since this is a weekend, which is a good time to change, as SPX, Nasdaq, and also Gold is closed, and even the currency is closed, but I can do a monthly update. So over here you can see is the Euro and USD pair, and it's on the monthly chart itself. So as usual, I use the line chart to determine the market structure. So as you can see, in terms of market structure wise, on the monthly chart itself, you can see this is a low. Okay, this is a low. This is a high, and this is a high. So this is a lower high, and this is a lower low. So technically speaking, the market structure, even on the monthly chart, is on the bearish. But if you look at over this, yeah. Okay, so let's take a little closer look over here. Just this portion itself. To have a clearer look. So previously it was bullish, and now it's bearish. So you can see that market structure-wise for Euro and USD pair is not very trending, which is very expected because you do not expect currency to drastically increase in value over time, unlike, say, for example, a stock value or even a commodity asset, because it's comparative to another economy speaking. So you do expect that for when you're trading, for example, currency pair-wise, I do not expect it to have very strong trend following tendency. So instead, you must understand that trend will happen to switch. So for example, this is a short-term bullish trend, this is a short-term bearish trend. Could it switch to a bullish trend? I do not know. But technically speaking, on the money chart, it's still looking bearish. Oh, and in terms of the trend-wise, technically on the monthly, it's still below. So it's still looking bearish. Okay, so one thing I'd like to emphasize that I've actually recreated is also I call this the M is the monthly strength of the trend. So this is something that I've actually also looked at personally on my own, but I decided to write this out so that you guys can also understand what exactly do I determine the strength of a trend, and to understand that not all trends are created equal, and just because prices are below or above the 200 simple moving average or even have a strong market structure doesn't necessarily means that the trend is equivalently strong per se. So when trends are of a weaker tendency, it means that there's a tendency for it to pull back, to go back to the mean. So, yeah, so that's when mean reverting strategies will work better, or when trend swing trades will work better compared to trend following per se. Yeah, so how I did this is later I'll go through one of these, update all of them at the same time. And let's take a look at the weekly chart. So on this weekly chart, what you can see here is that there's some sort of consolidation over here. It seems to drop down all the way and consolidating here, which is a good sign that there could be actually in a bull run for the euro in the next few weeks to months. But let's take yeah, so you can see this is a low, this is a high, this is a higher low, higher high. This is a lower low, is 1.08171. This is a lower low. So this is where it's a little bit conflicting, like what I mentioned. So you can see this is somewhat like an expanding wedge pattern. They expand a little bit on the upside, so it's not the best time to go for a long. But if it does retrace somewhere around here and find support, then yeah, we'll go for a possible technical long. So in the meantime, I would say that it's in the neutral territory in terms of market structure, but in terms of market trend, wise, it's still looking bearish as it's below this 200 simple moving average. Now finally, let's look at the daily itself. So over at this daily here, you can see a very clear bullish trend. So you can see this low, this high, this is a higher low, and this is a higher high. So the meaning is broke above yes from this higher high structure. Bullish, and even on the daily chart, you can see it closing above these 200 simple moving average. So likewise, it's bullish. Okay, So that's it. And now let's move on to Bitcoin first before I start to explain a little bit more on the strength of trend, and I'll update each of them as follows. So over, as you can see, yesterday I entered a short trade. It was again stop out. So similarly, like what I mentioned, if you are new to a trade, this could still technically be on the long side because market structure on the D chart is still clearly bullish. So let's just remove this, and this has been stopped out. So okay, so clearly enough, this could still be a ABCDE structure, or it could have completed an ABC corrective structure and continue to go form a new wave up. So because this is uncertain, what I will do is I will not trade off this structure itself, but rather this is a key point to look at, which is this 9,000, yeah, this 9787 region, this B wave on the top over here. So if it does break above, then yeah, there's likelihood of tendency break, but it must break above and closes above it, even at least on the 4-hour time frame per se. But if it just touches above and goes right below, then it could likely be a false break setup, whereby things could still be forming this E wave, whereby it will be best for you to let it retrace first before you enter for the long side or even the downside trade. Okay, so market structure wise clearly remains bullish. You can see making higher highs and higher low. So instead of here over neutral, I decided that to be more objective itself from this particular thing, I will just put it as bullish. We'll just look at in the shortest, near shortest term, because this can be much more easier back tested. Whereas if I look at this on a bigger picture scale, it will change from time to time. Yeah, so this is something that I'm looking to standardize as well, even personally for myself. Okay, so finally, let's look at the 4-hour itself to see are there any trading opportunity on the long side. So as you can see right now, trend is clearly moving upwards. It's still making higher highs and higher low. So it could possibly retrace to somewhere around here, this 9,600 region. If it does find support now, that would be great. So it could even fall lower. But regardless, it's not the right time to look for a long setup. At least there is no clear signs yet, but in terms of the market structure and market trend is clearly bullish. Okay, so finally, let's touch on, before we close out the day, like what I mentioned, I'll be covering what I could define exactly the strength of the trends. And so let's start with SPX. Okay, so the strength of the trend, I treat it very simple. As you can see, I use 3 simple moving averages over here when it comes for longer term investment. But when it comes to trading, actually, I prefer exponential moving averages because it moves a little bit faster and it takes it puts more weight on the recent price more. Yeah, that's it. So, okay. Technically, the concept and idea of the strength of trend is similar. So in fact, I may be switching things up because for these few markets I actually do only invest, whereby the Bitcoin market is where I actually do trade. So that's why I use different moving averages for different scenarios per se. Okay, so as what you can understand, okay, so to keep things simple, in order for me to define a strong trend, 2 criteria have to be met. Firstly, 50, 150, 200 has to be alignment and arranged in order. So for example, this is the 200. The 200 has to be either, taking this as a reference point, I look at this 150. So if this 150 below, okay, if it's below, it's in a bearish trend, that's clear. But what about the 50? If this 50 is below even these two, so for example, from here all the way to here, then the trend is in a strong bearish trend, simply because all these are in alignment. But this is a 4-hour chart. Let's go to the monthly chart. Okay, yeah, so money chart will be much easier to see. So as you can see, this is below, this is above, and this is above. So all these 4 alignment, whereby this is the 20 EMA, is the 50 moving average, this is the 150, and this is the 200. So when they are in alignment, right, it means that the trend is very strong. And in this case, it's bullish because this 200 simple moving average is at the bottom most. So yeah, so this is high. I'll term it as high, strong, yeah, just strong. There will be strong, medium, and weak. Weak whereby there isn't any consistency, which you'll probably see later. So over at the weekly chart, you can also see that trend one is roughly also there. So I will only use these three. So this is above this and this is above this. So again, the trend is still strong. Now let's look at the daily chart itself. Now this is where confusions will start to come in. So as you can see, this is at the reference point. You can see this 150 above, which is a strong, which is a bullish trend because it's above. However, this 50 moving average is below. So the minute it has crosses below, right, is where the trend remains. It has changed from strong to actually a little bit not as strong. So I will term it as normal. Yeah, so I'll term it as normal. So for this, because I'm not doing this, I'm not covering this. Yeah, so now let's go over to Nasdaq. So I hope this gives you a better understanding of what I determine as a strength of the trend. So the minute this crosses over is that yes, it's still in a bullish trend, but do be aware that short-term wise speaking, especially on the daily chart, there is a possible reversal in trend, because when these first 50 crosses over, it can mean a reversal in trend, but not necessarily so, especially when these two are still in alignment. Especially if this crosses below, then you get even more conviction and when of a trend, of a switch in trend itself. Okay, let's go over to the Nasdaq market itself. Similarly, on the Nasdaq, you can see on the monthly chart, it's still in a very strong bullish trend, and there was some weakness over here. You can see it's 2013, whereby it goes below there for a few months to actually a few years, but it wasn't that strong of a trend, or there was a reduced trend in the trend per se. Otherwise, right now it's strong. But be aware that the strength of a trend is one thing, but it just helps you gauge whether are you going to be more likely to use a trend following technique or say a mean reversion technique. Yeah, just an example. And on the weekly chart, what you will see is very clear, strong bullish trend as well. Now on the daily chart, there's more likely to be more noise. But as of right now, over here is still strong. As you can see over here, it goes down all the way, cuts, and it's now going back up again. So I'll call this as normal, because it's actually in between. This 50 is actually in between. Now let's take a look at gold. Money chart wise, you can still see it's still very nice. It is 50 exponential 50 moving average is still maintaining above, so very nicely. So it's still in a strong bullish trend. Else in the weekly chart, similarly, it's also in a bullish trend, strong. And then let's look at finally in the day chart, but similarly, it's still strong. So when trends are very strong, for example, in this case, it's clear that it typically will lean towards looking at bullish trade setup, especially when the trend is strong and the market structure and daily trend is also bullish. So all this, as you can see, are very bullish. Similarly from here, almost all bullish except for the daily market structure itself, which could actually be a good sign because it could be a temporary pullback to have a bearish market structure. But the minute the trend line is broken again, then you could enter a long side trade. Something like this. So this is actually a very good time to end a long side trade if you're looking to add any per se. Now let's take a look at Euro. So let's take the money again. Okay, so over at the Monday, what you will see over here is very simple as well. So over here is below, over here is below. So technically, this is a strong bearish trend because everything is in alignment. Secondly, let's take a look at the weekly trend. Trend is here. This one is actually above, so it's not that strong. I'll call it normal. Yeah, it's normal. Okay, so the old time whereby I would say it is a weak trend is whereby you see all these three lines very close to one another and they are relatively flat and horizontal. This means that the trend right now is actually in a range bound situation, whereby all of them is relatively flat and is very insignificant to use the trend line to determine the existing direction of the trend. Rather to say it, you can simply say that the trend is in a range bound situation state. Okay, and finally, let's look at the daily chart. So under the daily chart, you can see these form nicely, and nicely. So they are aligned, stacked nicely, so actually so much strong itself. But be aware that even though it is strong, these lines itself are looking bearish. But it could obviously reverses upward, especially when you understand that moving averages are always a lagging indicator. So just take that into perspective. All right, and finally, let's look into Bitcoin itself. On the monthly chart itself, because Bitcoin has not been a commodity long enough to have this 200, so unfortunately, for trend-wise, for the strength of the trend-wise, you can only look at these two lines, which regardless will always be alignment. So what you can do look further, or what I personally do look further would be, are they finding support above? So for the moment right now, in terms of monthly support-wise, you can see that this 50 moving average is maintaining a good support. Barely touches it. So could it fall down and touches it again? Maybe, maybe not. So I do not know where you'll be, but right now it definitely does look bullish. These two are aligned very nicely. Yep. But technically speaking, I will just put no because you can't determine the strength of the trend, especially officially wise, objectively speaking. But that's just a rough idea of how you can actually determine the strength of the trend like what I mentioned as a guideline. Now let's take a look at the weekly chart. So even though you cannot use these settings, okay. So what this weekly chart, you can see the strength of the trend has been relatively strong. All the way in 2016, it has been very clear cut in the bullish trend. And this 200 simple moving average has been respected one, twice, and even the third time. So yeah, so definitely you will consider it strong. The moving averages are aligned correctly. Finally, on the day chart. Okay, so on the day chart, you can see previously it was misaligned. This is strong, very trend. It is push all the way up. And right now, you're aligned very nicely as well. So similarly, it's actually strong bullish trend again. And finally, on the 4-hour chart itself. So 4-hour chart itself, I say is normal because this is crosses below. So it does show signs of possible weakness. But this is again curving upwards. So it should go right back up. And then again, the trend will be strong as well on the 4-hour time frame. But otherwise, I'll call it as normal. So when it's normal, it means that it's not extremely strong, it's not extremely weak. There isn't a very clear and strong intention behind it. So it's very weak whereby you can see they are misaligned and then the prices instead of being above is actually below that type of thing. It means that it's in the midst of transition. So do not treat this trend line, the trend as a very strong established trend yet. Alright. So as for what sort of setup I'll be looking at is, generally I will still lean towards upside trade. But if I do look for upside trade, I do expect certain form of retracement or retest, especially now they hit near this resistance region. So this area itself is not of clear to me to enter a long setup until you can break above these 9,007 to even 9,008 range and closes safely above it. Then I would possibly look to enter long. Otherwise, I still do lean towards short-term retracement, but do understand that this short-term retracement is possibly going to be a very swift and short one. If it literally just pull back, touches the support, find balance, find support immediately, and then after that bounce and goes right back up. So be aware of this can be happening. So if you are looking for a longer term swing trade, say for example, say a few days to even a few weeks, then generally I'll just link towards a long side trade. I'll just wait for some pullback to take place. But short-term trade-wise, I'll look for some short opportunities. But otherwise, yeah. So for this, because for this particular daily show, I'll only emphasize on the longer-term swing trades of a few days to a few weeks. So I wouldn't be looking for any setup right now. But if it does pull back to somewhere around these 9,003 to 9,000 for the 9,450 region is this green line you can see over here. And if support is being established over there, then yeah, look for a possible long setup to right upwards to say even to retest this to this 9,008 to 10,000 region now. Yep. So I'll just put some here so you can look, but this is on the condition that support is found over here before entering a long side trade. Otherwise, I would not be looking to enter any trades in the meantime. Otherwise, that's it for the day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. If you guys have any feedback, once again, just leave down your comments and feedback below. And if there's anything you'd like to see again, let me know as well. Otherwise, have a great day, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.